Have you ever been absolutely sure something happened a certain way, and then someone says, "That's not what happened at all," and suddenly your confidence cracks? You think, "Wait, am I remembering this wrong?" Here's the scary truth. You probably are. And no, your memory isn't broken. It's just doing what memory has always done. Let's talk about how memory manipulation actually works and why your brain is way easier to influence than you think. Most people imagine memory like a video recording. Hit play, rewind, pause, perfect, clear, untouched. That's a lie. Memory works more like a messy group chat. Everyone adds their version. Some messages get deleted, some get edited. And after a while, you don't remember what actually happened, you remember the latest version of the story. Here's a simple example. Think about your childhood. Do you remember your earliest birthday? Be honest. Do you remember the moment, or do you remember the story you've heard 100 times? Because if your parents have told you you cried the whole time or you loved the cake, your brain quietly accepts that as truth, even if you don't actually remember it. Your brain doesn't care where a memory came from. If it sounds familiar enough, it files it away as real. Now here's where manipulation sneaks in. Every time you remember something, your brain doesn't replay it, it rebuilds it. Like opening a file, editing it slightly, and saving over the original. So if someone suggests a detail while you're remembering, a tone, an emotion, a reason, your brain goes, "Yeah, that fits," and adds it. That new version becomes the memory. Let me give you a funny real-life example. Have you ever argued with a friend about who said what in a text message? You're 100% sure they said something. They're 100% sure they didn't. You scroll back and realize neither of you was right. But both of you felt right. That's because your brain filled in the gaps with emotion. Emotion is glue for memory. Strong feelings make memories feel more real, even when they're wrong. That's why arguments change memories. That's why breakups rewrite entire relationships. That's why you remember embarrassing moments in perfect detail and forget boring facts instantly. Now let's talk about false memories. Yes, they're real. And no, they're not rare. If someone confidently says, "Remember when this happened?" your brain starts searching. If it finds even a small match, a place, a person, a feeling, it builds the rest. Suddenly, you're nodding along, thinking, "Oh yeah, I remember that," even if it never happened. Your brain would rather feel certain than be accurate. That's why memory manipulation works so well in relationships, arguments, marketing, politics, therapy, and even casual conversations. Ever notice how after talking about a bad experience with someone, it feels worse? That's not healing, that's memory reinforcement. The more you repeat a story, the more fixed and distorted it becomes. And here's the uncomfortable part. You manipulate your own memories all the time. You retell stories in ways that make you look better, or less guilty, or more heroic. Not because you're lying, because your brain prefers a version that protects your identity. Memory isn't about truth, it's about meaning. So, can you protect yourself from memory manipulation? You can't stop it completely, but you can slow it down. Next time you're remembering something important, try this. Ask yourself, am I remembering the event or the story I've been telling about it? When someone corrects your memory, don't panic. That discomfort is your brain realizing it edited the file. And when you hear a memory that sounds emotional but vague, be careful. Strong emotion plus weak detail is where manipulation lives. Here's the good news. Your memory being flexible isn't a flaw, it's a survival feature. It allows you to learn, to adapt, to let go. The danger isn't that memory can be manipulated. The danger is believing it can't. Because once you understand that memory is constantly changing, you stop blindly trusting every thought that starts with, "I remember when." And that's powerful. Because the moment you realize your memory isn't a recording, but a reconstruction, you stop being controlled by the past and start choosing what you carry forward. And honestly, that's the real memory upgrade.